You say you want to make it big as an artist. You're the only one who understands what that means because you've been haunted by this dream for a long time now, haven't you? The problem is that you don't truly believe that you can ever make this into a real career. Maybe you sometimes wonder if you should just give up. Because if art is your destiny, then it shouldn't be this hard, should it? My name is Crista, and I don't care if you're a highbrow artist, a lowbrow artist, or something in between. I don't care if you've had an established career or you're just out the gate. My advice to you is going to be the same. If you want to be a huge hit in the art world, the best thing you can do is to support other artists. Wait, what did she just say? That's right. I said if you want to be a huge hit in the art world, the best thing you can do is to support other artists. Other artists are not your competition, you know. They're not your rivals. Other artists are your colleagues, and by supporting them, you support yourself. Let me explain. In a recent survey of contemporary art galleries in New York City, it was confirmed that the vast majority of the artists that galleries are showing were discovered through introductions. Galleries were introduced to new artists either through their collectors or through other artists. And it's not just New York. When I worked in the art business, I got dozens of unsolicited submissions every single day from artists. It was overwhelming. I didn't have the time to pour through them. So how did I find new artists? Mostly through other artists. When you devote yourself to supporting other artists, you become an active part of an arts community. I'm a big believer in artist communities. I believe that the exchange of resources, information, and ideas is vital. Art doesn't live in a vacuum. Being part of an arts community also gets your name known. It gets your work known and can bring opportunities to your door, inbound opportunities, instead of you having to knock on every door, because we all know how soul-destroying that can be. Other artists will fill the gallery when you have a show. They'll support you because they understand the amount of work involved and how important it is to have that work seen. Other artists are probably the only people who understand your victories and defeats. Other artists can help you solve your creative problems. Other artists are more likely to know people or be in situations that can benefit you. Not just that, but other artists will open you up to new ideas, and that's money. So be helpful to other artists. Avoid the impulse to hold back and always honor the impulse to be as generous as you possibly can. Look at your art history. Some of the most successful artists of the past 500 years, Picasso, Matisse, Degas, Freud, they all used the money they made from their success to buy other artists' work. In fact, a lot of them started buying art well before they could even afford it. Take Matisse, for example. When he was broke and just starting out, he said he'd rather buy art than food. But why would an artist collect another artist's work? For all kinds of reasons. For friendship, to support others when they need it. In fact, I know a lot of blue chip artists who immediately started helping other artists when they themselves made it big. It's a way of giving back. And these artists understand that art makes sense as an investment. The point is to engage with the commerce that you want to be a part of. But in my opinion, the two biggest reasons that artists collect art is first, for the love of art, and second, for the inspiration. In fact, if you look at some of the great artists throughout history, you'll find that they collected work in order to study it, to learn from it, and sometimes even try to tackle the same subject and handling of materials themselves. Because true art geniuses throughout history have always recreated and reinterpreted. It seems that art itself is the greatest muse. And you don't have to wait until you're rich and famous to start your collection. What a lot of artists do, and I've done a fair amount of myself, is to trade art. I'll give you one of my pieces for one of yours. Trading your work with other artists gets it seen by a bigger audience than just your own. It's a huge compliment when another artist shows interest in having your work, especially if they're taking inspiration from it. So for all these reasons, I think that the best way to build your career as an artist is to support other artists in any way that feels right to you. It will come back exponentially.